We've done a ton of Pokemon draft races. Some with good Pokemon, some with great Pokemon, and finally one with Pokemon who just plain suck. Alpharad invited myself alongside these other 4 content creators to compete in a race to see which one of us could beat Pokemon Emerald with the worst Pokemon possible. We'd each take turns drafting the weakest Pokemon we could think of, and after several rounds, we'd spin a wheel to determine which person ends up with the stinking pile of garbage that we assembled. Alpharad and I were both so evil that we ended up mutually agreeing to forego the wheel and just trade boxes with each other so as to not make our friends completely hate us. What I ended up with was, well, not the best. Alpharad's team building strategy for this was downright diabolical. In a region that is filled with way too much water, their goal was to create a box that was nearly entirely weak to Pokemon's most prominent type. And with some of the strongest trainers in the game being masters of this element, I could be in trouble. But I was up for the challenge. I believed that I could still win this race despite having a considerably worse set of starters than everyone else. Well, maybe except for Alpharad.
You know what? After a whole day of playing with this box, I think I like Brayden less as a human being.
Alpharad counted us down, and then it was off to the races to see who could win with the worst. Unlike Draftlocke's past, I decided I didn't want to run the risk of balling out with only a single Pokemon to dodge the one forced double battle on Route 104. Especially considering that like half of my team is weak to Rock, so Roxanne might not be the normal pushover that she usually is. Thankfully, I did still have a handful of Rock Resists scattered throughout, so I managed to scrounge up an awesome Roxanne team and proceeded to sweep, albeit very slowly, her entire team with the extremely unreliable Sand Tomb.
Man, it's crazy when you don't have a single water or grass type, how much longer this fight actually takes.
Hold on, I think that Cosmog is currently trying to escape the box to be used for the Brawly fight. Don't you know that you're useless and only here to sell plushies that are being sold in Japan that I currently can't buy living in America?
Wait a minute.
Today's video is sponsored by ZenMarket, a proxy shopping service that helps you buy and ship goods directly from Japanese sites without needing to know Japanese or live in Japan. ZenMarket is super easy to use. All you have to do is search for an item that is only sold in Japan, like, oh, I don't know, this Cosmog Pokemon plushie. Paste the URL into the website, pay for your item, and then ZenMarket will go out and buy it for you. Once they've purchased the item, they will store it for you for up to 60 days and consolidate all your items into one parcel to save on shipping fees. Then, after you've paid those fees, they will ship it to you based on whatever shipping option you've selected. With ZenMarket, you can buy almost anything from any Japanese store. I had been eyeballing these incredible mother hats for months, and when they were finally restocked, I had the displeasure of being greeted with this big red message that these items were unable to be shipped thanks to the new tariffs. Thankfully, ZenMarket came to my rescue and I was able to purchase the hats through them, and just a few days later, they arrived at my doorstep. And it's a great thing I did because they sold out fast. Don't miss out on an opportunity like that. Sign up right now by clicking on the link in the description and using my code CAPTAINKIDD for a free 1,000 ZenPoints. Thanks again to ZenMarket for sponsoring this video. Now let's see which of these non-plush Pokemon can actually sweep this gym. Brawly should be one of the easiest gym leaders, as I have a couple of ghost types that would be completely immune to his attacks, but I also have my starter Pokemon Braixen. You're probably thinking, wait, how did he end up with such a good Pokemon like that? Well, picking starters is a ton of fun, so the trade-off to still selecting them is that they could only evolve into their second stage. Meaning that I could use Braixen to sweep through Brawly, and that's about all it's going to do this run. Into the box you go, never to be seen again. As is to be expected, we really won't start seeing the downside of these Pokemon until much later in the race. And if you thought Brawly was easy, Watson would be even easier. The fight that is only made difficult by the lack of ground types in the surrounding areas is completely trivialized when I walk up with a whole party full of them. 3 gym badges down, but now it was time for the first true test of the entire run, Flannery. This fiery phenom has been the downfall of many a racer in these draft logs, so I needed to make sure that I played carefully.
Here we are yet again. So, you know, I'm going to set up the rocks. Okay. It's certainly not looking good for the Torkoal range. Okay, wait. Maybe with the... Come on. Soft Sand Boost and Bulldoze right here, baby. This is the one. Yeah, we're dead to this. We're 100% dead to this. All right, Graveler, you are 0 for 2 on Flannery's, but that's okay, you know? Yeah, okay, so Litwick, I think, completely walls her entire team. Ay. But then we also have to deal with Litwick. It's a slow, you know, slow and steady. I'm just kind of hoping for an AP boost or something. One boost so we can kill Torkoal, please. Come on, boost me. Come on, Karkle. With rocks damage, come on, this has got to kill. This has got to kill. Let's go, Karkle. Let's go, Karkle.
So, for the second time in one of these races, I got Graveler killed by refusing to heal it before battle. You'd think I would have learned by now. Normally, Norman is where these races are won or lost. Without a solid fighting type, this battle turns into a massive time sink at best and an absolute bloodbath at worst. I was desperately hoping for the former because I knew that my Norman fight would not be quick given the current team construction. This was made even worse by the fact that I somehow allowed Cloth to die in one of the gym trainer fights leading up to our duel with Dad.
Oh, this is actually a bad idea because I think I lost Cloth right here. Yep, because this is Shadow Ball. Now I'm dead. Oh my god, getting clapped up by Wigglytuff. That's embarrassing. Well, sorry, Cloth.
And there goes my one Protectmon. Let's just say Norman could become a bit of an issue now.
Boldor is gonna set up the rocks. This is why I considered going to get Person Berries for this Spinda, but hopefully Boldor can just make it through. Nice, that's a good start. Well, that Spinda sure did do its best to make this as painful as possible. I think we just go hard Hippopotas here. Get the sand chip damage. The problem with the Slowmon using Dig is it can click counter still. So that is a major problem with this. See, yeah, that's a counter turn. Doesn't do that much damage. I think we just... Okay, yeah. So we'll yawn this turn. Okay, cool. Oh, it just belly drums. Okay, well, that's fine because it falls asleep here. We just need to kill it here. Come on, Stone Joiner. Please clutch up. Nice. Good. Please, come on. Come on, Real Mask, please. That did nothing. I just need to get it to a position where I can hopefully kill with Overheat. All right, we're just going to play this game all day, I suppose. I'm going to do one more Flame Charge, okay? We didn't do that much damage. Did we do 20? Surely... Oh, I clicked Ancient Power. That's fine. It's a Truant turn, right? That was so bad. That was so bad. Oh, I had it, dude. I had it. God, this is like the slowest Norman of all time. You gotta clutch up. I think Overheat kills from here. Oh, but we're slower, so we have to do it again. Oh, wait, it's gonna see kill. So actually, I might have just killed my Hippopotas here. Feint attack. Okay, that was best case scenario. We still might be dead, though. I think crit mattered. If I didn't overclick... Oh, if I didn't get the Overheat misclick... There we go.
Losing Hippopotas was definitely not part of the plan. The insane amount of pivoting I was forced to do in this fight eventually just wore me down. I wasn't playing carefully enough around the Truant turns, which cost me one of my most valuable Pokemon. The crit did matter, by the way, just to add a little extra insult to injury. If we just ignore how I would have won if I hadn't misclicked. I was disappointed in the moment, but I had no idea just how impactful this loss would truly be. Hippopotas would have been valuable to me until the very end, so losing it now really hurt my chances of taking it all. Despite taking an entire 10 minutes to finish that fight, I had only slightly lost my lead. I was still within striking distance of first place, and wow, would you look at that? A tasty looking flying type gym leader is on the horizon, and my box filled with rock types is hungry for revenge. Unfortunately, I didn't have the usual teleport Pokemon that I've become oh so fond of in these races, so I had to get back to Mauville the old-fashioned way. And by that, I of course mean taking on every single side quest possible. Surfing to New Mauville to pick up the Thunderstone and TM24 Thunderbolt, visiting Fiery Path to snag the Firestone for Hisui and Growlithe, and who could forget hitting optional trainers?
If I run into an optional that has a water type, okay. This is not good.
That one's my personal favorite. I had made the conscious decision to forfeit time for a stronger party. I solidified my current forces as much as I could with the knowledge that the stronger my team, the easier it will be to catch up later. I used both stones for both Probopass and Hisui and Arcanine, and all of a sudden I finally have what looks like a competent Winona team.
Okay. Hopefully we just shake with Swablu here, and it clicks Safeguard and not Perish Song. Nice. Surely Power Gem kills this. Come on. Come on, Probopass. You're not that bad, are you? Okay, well, it's fine. Waste the heals here. Waste the heals. This can't really do much to us. Okay, I actually didn't want to kill it there. I'm going to stay in until my Perish Song is about to expire. Okay, Probopass. Okay, nice. We're just going to click Shockwave. Big miss. Big miss. Come on, Kecleon. Come on, Kecleon. Yes. Yes. Probopass is so good. I don't think I can lose it here. I think I gotta launch. I think I gotta believe. Probopass, this is your time. Okay. First D-Dance is scary. Come on, baby. Come on, Probopass. Clutch up. Come on. Hit the roll. Hit the roll. No. Oh. I think we're still fine. We're still fine. Oh, shoot. Okay, it can EQ here. So we have to go Minior. Yes. Okay. And now surely we can just AP. Come on. Yes. Let's go. All right. Winona's down, baby. Let's go. Probopass clutched up.
Probopass ended up being a massive help here, proving that at least one of my side quests was worth it. Honestly, Arcanine probably could have done the job much better and faster, but hey, it's not often that this lovely lad gets some love, so let's give it up for Probopass. Since the version of Emerald that we were playing eliminates all evil team plot, I could immediately beeline it towards Moss Deep City to take on the 7th gym. Tate and Liza once again proved to be massive roadblocks for this diabolically evil team. It's really starting to show its teeth by getting worse and worse with each gym that we take down. Alpharad did make one fatal flaw when putting together this awful box of Pokemon, however. Deep within lies our key to success: a single dark type. Houndoom would be the ultimate counter to a team that struggles with these evil beasts, so I knew that I needed to set the table for a Houndoom feast. I tried cooking some weird line at the start of the fight here by setting up Substitute with Kecleon and intentionally sacrificing Salandit to Psychic. Yeah, I'll be real, I honestly don't know what I was trying to accomplish with that one. This would have allowed me to bring Houndoom in for free on double Psychic into that slot while Kecleon got the necessary Claydol chip damage in with Shadow Claw, but instead I went for the level 5 Giga Brain play and it did absolutely nothing for me. Eventually, I managed to get my perfect scenario of double Psychic into the incredibly specially frail Stone Journer, and then Houndoom was free to fire at will.
Okay. Yes. Okay, we came in for free. Okay, hopefully this kills. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, we need Houndoom to pop off. Houndoom might have just been able to do it all by himself, which is massive. All right. Yo, Houndoom fragged 4 Pokemon on Tate and Liza. Let's go, baby.
Finally, we had made it to the 8th gym. A gym that this team was purposefully crafted to lose to. But I had other plans. I knew there was a single Pokemon that could make this gym possible. A single Pokemon with the most broken setup move in the entire game, Wormadam. Trash Cloak Burmy is the epitome of a challenge named after trash Pokemon, but I was determined to make mine the star of the show. Oh, what's that? Mine is the Sandy Cloak one? Oh, so this joke doesn't work then. With this totally legit Giga Drain TM that I got with my totally legit Grass-type Pokemon, Sandy Cloak Wormadam was now ready to do the impossible.
All right, well, let's hope this works. Okay, yep, there's the Sweet Kiss off rip. Okay, come on, Braixen. Just get through first once. Get through first once, and this is perfect. I'm trying again. Come on, come on. Yes, yes, yes. We need to get a Quiver Dance off so badly. Come on, Wormadam, please. Yes, okay, that's big, that's big. Getting one off is huge. Okay, as long as this doesn't crit, this should do no damage. Yes, 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 okay. Oh, God. Yes, my goat. Okay, okay, that's good, that's good. Actually, that's perfect. I think we have to go at +4. Don't confuse me, don't confuse me. Yes, okay. Shoot, do I just go now? I think we go now. +4, it's still just a Wormadam at the end of the day. Crawdaunt first is huge. Come on, Wormadam. Come on, Wormadam, go! Oh boy, here it is. Demon is in. Demon is in. Come on, please. Please, Wormadam, please. Just crit, just crit. That was a crit. Don't confuse me. Don't confuse me. No crit, no confuse. Yes. Okay, I think this kills. I think this kills. If crit did that much damage, this looks like this should kill. Yes! Yes! Wormadam's gonna sweep, baby! Sandy Cloak Wormadam. The only one that's weak to water. But it's not enough. Quiver Dance is just too good of a move. You cannot stop the dancing. We're going dancing, baby. Let's go. Clap it up. Let's go, Wormadam. I had scratched and clawed and Giga Drained my way back to the top, but I still wasn't leading the pack just yet. Not to mention, while I had managed to overcome all the hurdles along the way so far, the Elite Four is a completely different ballgame. 5 different trainers, all with 5 different strategies that I would have to find a solution to with only 6 of my awful Pokemon. Sure, some of these are pretty alright in a vacuum, but not so much if that vacuum is filled with water or caught in an earthquake. And, you know, some of these Pokemon might be a little bit better than just alright. Like, a lot better, actually. Yeah, so Cosmoem evolves at 53, which just so happens to coincide perfectly with the level cap of the Pokemon Emerald Elite Four. Just a little reward from Alpharad for whoever could manage to survive Juan's water types. The biggest issue with Lunala, however, is that it joins the club of Pokemon with multiple 4x weaknesses that are starting to become way too prominent on this team. Not to mention, those 2 types happen to be types that the Elite Four members specialize in. And the 3rd one also happens to have a Salamence and Flygon with Crunch. You know, 2 Pokemon who just barely outspeed my Pokemon with a 4x weakness to Dark. Surely that Shadow Shield will come in handy for us, right? As you would expect, Lunala has no issues actually getting me to the Elite Four, but could it push me through to the finish line? Once I arrived at the top of Evergrande City, I quickly, and I mean quickly, picked what I thought would make for the best Elite Four team and definitely made some questionable choices in the process. CJ was 2 Elite Four members ahead of me, so I didn't have time to think clearly and ended up with a less than stellar team that I hoped could somehow make it the distance, because not only did I have to make it to the finish line, I also had to beat CJ in the sprint there. Sydney was first up, and his team of Dark types weren't exactly the best matchup for my newly evolved legendary Pokemon. I had hoped that I could get a cheeky Wormadam sweep set up, but this roaring Mightyena was not having any of that. Eventually, I managed to take it down with a combination of both Wormadam and Probopass, and then Absol came in and started to get very scary. Okay, and it's clicking Swords Dance. That's scary. Let's go Tri Attack. Oh man. Oh man. Burn Clutch is up here. The reason it's doing this is because it can't hit me. Come on, Burn. Negate it all. Negate it all, Probopass. Come on. Yes! Luckily, Probopass wasn't about to let Absol sweep through my entire team and took it down single-handedly. Then Sydney sends out Crawdaunt, who Lunala can handle since Crawdaunt has 0 Dark-type moves. Actually, only 2 of Sydney's Pokemon have damaging Dark-type moves. It's possible that I was scared of nothing here. Regardless, Wormadam and Auroras can clean up shop and send us to Phoebe, where I have to gear up fast. I quickly heal Lunala back up to full health, and then it's time to fire off some Moongeist beams. I'm willing to take the risk here given that she doesn't have the strongest of Pokemon, and we sort of have a one-time get-out-of-jail-free card at our disposal with Shadow Shield. Unsurprisingly, the legendary Ghost-type Pokemon is able to clear out Phoebe at lightning speeds, and thanks to that, I was now entering the same fight that CJ was currently facing. In an effort to move as quickly as possible, I set up an easy Wormadam sweep, but this was probably the worst decision I could have made. Sure, this decision catapulted me into the lead, but what good would it do if I just lose to Drake? Had I used Lunala to take down Glacia, I would have gained more than enough experience to reach level 56, granting access to Moonblast, which would have given me a super effective move into by far the scariest Elite Four member. Without this, I was relying on Cast Form and Auroras as my 2 Ice-type users, which is certainly a recipe for disaster. I went for a turn 1 Gambit with Cast Form to turn myself into an Ice-type, hoping that Shelgon would protect. But if we've learned anything at all from these draft lock races, it's to never expect this Shelgon to cooperate the way you need it to. All right, come on, protect. Protect, you coward. Protect, you coward. He did not protect.
The hail goes up and cast form becomes an ice type only in time to take a super effective rock tomb to the face, effectively sealing this cast form's fate. She manages to take down Shelgon, but in comes its significantly scarier evolution. I pivot through Kecleon to utilize its incredible special bulk as well as its color change ability to my advantage. Now that Kecleon is a fire type, I can bait Rock Slide into Probopass, who has a 4 times resistance to rock. Probopass can then fire off a Power Gem for great damage into Salamence, but then on the turn where I have a chance to fell the demons, something even more threatening appears before me.
Oh, okay, we got Switch AI. Flygon comes in. Okay, this is gonna have Earthquake.
Flygon with Earthquake is much scarier than Salamence. I had absolutely zero answer for this Pokemon, as it had super effective moves into every single one of my remaining Pokemon. Kinda. I then make an incredibly fatal misplay by forgetting that Flygon also has Crunch, but it would have been meaningless as Lunala had no way of outspeeding and knocking out Flygon barring a critical hit. Castform valiantly sacrifices herself to try and save the team, but then Aurorus proves why it was deserving of a spot in the trash lock by getting completely shaken down by a single Earthquake, effectively ending my run. Wormadam puts up a feeble final effort, but even our hero can't muster up the strength to deliver a victory. And with that, I had failed. With proper planning, this team certainly could have pulled out the win, but the pressure of the race ended up being my undoing as fast play led to a few key mistakes that could have been the difference between winning and losing. Knowing that Ice Fang Hippowdon could have easily taken down the Pokemon that resulted in the end of my run made the loss feel that much more painful, since that was the most preventable death of them all. Ultimately, I wasn't able to come away with the crown, but losing is what makes you stronger, and using underappreciated and bad Pokemon is what drew me to the Nuzlocke challenge in the first place. I'm sorry that I couldn't carry you all to the top of the pedestal, but you will all have a special place in my heart forever. Except you don't deserve to be here.